that the campaign has as far as what they've been investigating for the last couple of weeks. Sir, thank you. We're going to go down to Texas now. Great state of Texas. Congressman Louis Gohmert joining us. He sits on the House Judiciary Committee. Thanks for taking the time tonight. Congressman Jim Jordan is on your committee. He is demanding a congressional investigation into the integrity of this election. Do you think that's going to happen? How do you think it's going to go forward?
Well, that means that Jerry Nadler's in charge of it, and I don't put a whole lot of hope in either having a hearing or, if Nadler's in charge of one, having it do any good. It doesn't mean we don't demand one, but that's Fox is in charge of the hen house, which is also the same as Dominion and Smartmatic being on the CISA, the Cyber Infrastructure Security Agency, Christopher Krebs' group. They're part of the Sector Coordinating Council for CISA, and so it's so ironic and so ridiculous for Krebs to have been saying for months now, including on Election Day, that everything is secure when he's got the very people who have accommodated fraud, their systems at least, on his board. And on Election Day, the article in Politico, he was thanking his partners in Silicon Valley for making it so safe. This is incredible. And all of those Republicans that want to say, oh, we can come back and win the presidency in 2024, win the majority in 2022, if we don't stop the fraud, expose it all, then that's neither of those things is going to happen. And if I might just mention to Mark, having been a former litigator, judge, and chief justice, a lot of times even though you go to a Philadelphia or a Pennsylvania court in this case, it's easier to get evidence before the court there, even though the judge is not going to be bipartisan. Go ahead and get it in so you get your record made, so you've got more to utilize when you get to the Supreme Court, even though there are cases where we've seen liberal judges on the Supreme Court that considered evidence that was not before the court. Still, you've got to get everything you can if you're a conservative in the way of evidence, things of which the court cannot take judicial notice. Get them in at the trial court, even if it means losing there, in order to get to the court with the Supreme Court with a more effective case.
Okay, fair enough. I want to ask you about the integrity of the election in general. I mean, a lot of people right now say that if you're questioning anything about this election, that you're crazy. They write you off as just crazy. But two women that ran for president in this election, Amy Klobuchar and Elizabeth Warren, both showed serious concerns about the voting system, this Smartmatic Dominion voting system, a year ago. And they said that this is a system that has the ability to change votes. They saw evidence of it happening in the 2018 midterm election. And these two ran for president for the Democrat Party, and now they're completely silent about these concerns. Now the Republicans are making them after it looks like Joe Biden, according to them, has won the presidency. What do you make of that?
We're right then, and we are right now to be concerned about the foreign, not just influence, but actual effect in this election. Having our elections going through the internet, having votes aggregated on the internet. And also, if you'll note, one of the affidavits that's been filed with regard to Michigan points out that 71% of Detroit's 134 absent voter counting boards is left unbalanced, unexplained. You can't leave that much of an election of the ballots, of the votes, unbalanced. You have to balance them. That was always important before we got machines involved. And then you have affidavits showing that witnesses swear they saw people running batches of 50 votes through, and so they had 400, at least 8 times running the same ballots through. There is just too much, whether it's fraud or gross negligence or both. You can't let gross negligence and fraud determine a presidential election. It will be the last one in which anybody's held accountable.
Understood. But you do say, though, I mean, obviously you guys don't have the House right now. The Senate is in Republican hands. Is there an appetite to go into all this, to go down this road?
I do think, and I've talked to some of the senators, I think that they see, some of them at least, there are others that are rhinos. They don't see it. They can't see past their noses, but there are others that see. This is absolutely critical that we get this right. We root out the fraud, expose it completely, because this may be the last chance we ever have in America to expose the fraud before the Orwellian system kicks in and, there's basically a one national party.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Real quick, we've got Mark here just wants to jump in. We don't have a lot of time, but a quick question.
Congressman, real quick, if the president does come up short in his efforts to change the current results, would you think he should run in 2024, and would he be your candidate?
Yeah, I think he should run in 2024, but I'm telling you, if this fraud is not completely exposed, it really won't matter.
Okay, fair enough. Congressman Gohmert, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks so much.